Oh, my word, I am in Stripe City right now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome down to a quest for the open video in which I have got through my new driver. So stay tuned for the absolute smash fest to come, where I'm going to be putting this driver through its paces on the GC quad, looking at the data, but also I've had chance to unleash this in a few competitions. Drivable par 4, 333 yards. I mean, it's drivable if I don't completely bail out and slice it. 50 yards. So for those new to the channel and the quest, welcome. Every year for the past 4 years, excluding 2020 because the Open was cancelled, I've been putting myself through Open qualifying. And the format is very simple. So you can enter regional qualifying, and if you get through that single round event, there's not many that qualify, it's normally like the top 8 out of about 160 people. You go through to the final qualifying stage. Now that is a 2-round event where there's about 3 or 4 spots available. And in final qualifying, some ex-Tour pros play, also Tour pros who are otherwise not exempt from playing in the Open. And the quest follows me as I try and elevate myself from thrasher to slightly competent golfer. And yes, the ultimate goal of the quest is to try and reach the Open, but it's more about the competitions that I'm playing in between, what I'm learning, and then what I'm able to pass on to you guys so you can improve your own game. And the quest for the Open videos are back because competitions have started again. And I've played in 3 within the past 2 weeks. And what I've been keen to do at the start of this year is to put some of the speed training I've been doing, but to see if I've got the actual courage to start swinging as fast as I have been in this room out on the golf course in tournament conditions. Perfect angle in here, Kieran. I don't know why you doubted it. It was a great shot. So the driver that I got fitted for is a Sim 2. I actually tested it out earlier in the year and was very impressed, but maybe slightly concerned that it wasn't quite fitted for me. I didn't think I was getting the most out of it. And I got fitted into an Aldila Rogue shaft, a 60 gram X-Flex, so a little bit lighter. I do like the feeling of a lighter driver, but that gives me the most consistent flight, certainly in the fitting, of launch and spin control, relying on the wedge game. Fortunately, this is my forte. Player. So I've had 3 comps so far. Now the first one at Hurlstone Hall, that was my first comp in about 6 months, and I knew that I was going to be nervous. I didn't quite know how nervous, and after I thinned one with a wedge on the first into a water hazard, it became apparent, very nervous. And to be honest, I know it sounds potentially slightly negative, but I knew that that wasn't going to be a good event for me, just because it was the first one back. And I think I know myself well enough now that if I've not been in a competitive situation for a while, like my brain just goes, I was also using a Cobra driver at Hurlstone Hall while I was waiting for this one to arrive. I'm not saying that's why I actually shot a 79, but I will have you know that I birdied the last to break 80. Thank you very much. The next comp saw us move on to Blackburn Golf Club. Now that was slightly better, although again I did double the first hole. I didn't take it seriously enough. I turned up with about 10 minutes before my tee time, pretty much. It was a pro-am with my dad. It just took me a little bit of time to get warmed up and get into it, but again, it taught me that lesson, and that's what, as mentioned, the Quest for the Open series is about. It's about learning. Perfect, if I say so myself. Some positives about Blackburn though, I actually started to strike the ball quite well. Off the tee and with my irons, there was a definite improvement, but then that takes us on to my most recent comp, which is the PGA Professional Championships qualifying round. So the PGA Pros Champs is the biggest comp that PGA Pros can play in. Got the most prize money. I think first prize is like 500 grand, something like that. It's not. I don't know what it is, but it's 500 quid, I think, yeah. Anyway, it's the first time I'm going to be playing in it because I did qualify. I finished tied 9th, and it was quite the eventful round. So I'll throw up my scorecard here from Sandy Way, so that's where the qualifier was held. By the way, beautiful course, not played that before either. What a great track. It's a bit weird because it was 40-mile-an-hour gusts. It was about real feel -3, and it was slashing it down. It was grim. Hole like a 30-footer on the first for a birdie, which it was a good putt, but there's every chance of not going in from that distance. I stiffed it on the par 5 next for a birdie, and then on the third hole, 6 iron, 190, pitch, pitch, dribble, hits the back of the hole, and stays out. So I've never been so disappointed about stiffing a golf shot in my life. Birdied that, birdied the next. And it was all going rosy. And on the 7th hole, I had a putt. It was banging to wind, it was a hard hole, but I think I was maybe 20 foot away. Got set up, and at the last moment, I thought, you know what? Hole it. And that was a really bad explanation, because what I was trying to do there was hit it a long way past the hole. Missed my next one for a bogey and ended up with a double. And it was just an inconsistent day, but I managed to keep it together. And importantly, I actually unleashed my new driver and my new swing on a couple of the holes. But the 15th is sandy way, a little bit downwind, 350 yards. And I thought, you know what? Need to try and get a birdie, need to try and get an eagle if possible. 315 to carry some bunkers, driver out, bish bash bosh on the green. Terrible putt for an eagle, but managed to get a birdie. And that was the first time where I thought, you know what? The work that I've been putting in to get more distance, adding that extra power in a comp, massive difference. And this driver is the steering wheel to help steer that power. Is that a good analogy? It's not bad, is it? So nice solid drive there, 135 left. And what was it, 456? So my quick calculation, I've hit that drive 442 yards. But to manage to get through to a final of a competition, which is the biggest one we can play for, that's good, it's progress. But as far as this episode is concerned, it's about driving and how you can wallop it as far as possible. Okay, let's have a chat about what you can learn from what I've learned about hitting the ball a long way. If you are going to try and add distance, you need to have the practice behind you to take it onto the golf course. What I mean by that, it's very easy to tee a ball up and then just try and hit it as hard as possible. But if that speed is misdirected, that shot can become very destructive. I've also gone through a process of changing my body. Well, halfway there anyway. And I know that a lot of you might not want to do that. So what have I found out within the golf swing that most people can actually adapt into their own game? If you want to hit the ball a long way, you can use your hands and your arms to create a lot of flash speed, but it's getting the body in a much more solid position at the top of the backswing and at the start of the downswing, which can probably make the most difference. Now, an underutilized part of the backswing for many golfers is the left heel. So when you turn up to the top of the backswing, you want to be rotating away from the ball, away from the target. But range of motion is an issue for many golfers that I've coached, and something which I find helps massively is the left heel. If you lift the left heel during the backswing, and best order is that the club goes back, hands in the arms, shoulders turn, torso turns, and as the hips begin to rotate, that left heel is lifted off the ground. If that left heel is lifted off the ground, you have a much greater range of motion as you get to the top of the golf swing. It's also great because on the downswing, you can plant that left heel and that can set the whole downswing in motion. Because you want the rotation, but you also want to stay grounded in the transition. So from the top of the swing to about halfway down, and then you can start to rotate into the golf ball. Oh, be good. Now that is perfect. Oh. Do you see that, mate? It's a draw. Oh, look at that. This driver's got hidden depths. Okie dokie, here we go. Oh, just had a little bit of a warm up. And the whole point of this driver is that I'm going to be swinging it about 120 to 125. I can go faster, and I've been doing that in my whoop videos, but on the golf course, that's my controllable level. What I'm looking for here is the spin consistency, strike consistency, accuracy, and distance. If I manage to get my delivery right, green 350 yards away, if I hit up, get a decent strike at that swing speed, I should be able to. I'm not going up there quite close, I think. Oh, how's that one out the gate? Go on then. Go on then. Go. Oh, on the fringe. 124 club head speed, but that flight, just such a rainbow trajectory. Ah, that was you know what? I'm delighted by that. So it's gone off to the right hand side, which is my preferred miss. Club speed up at there, 125. That felt like a horrendous shot. And actually, that'd have been like the right, semi to the right rough. More like my normal swing feel that. Yeah, 0.3. Numbers wise, yeah, hitting everything there. That's decent. Not quite able to get my swing exactly where I want it to be, but oh my word, I am in Stripe City right now. Let's have a look through some of that data, shall we? So things I'm massively happy about their carry distance. I mean, average carry distance there of 316. And one of the reasons why I'm so happy with that, I didn't strike a lot of those drivers amazingly well. I mean, an average total distance of 341, including that first one at 351. 356, 355, I mean, how can I not be happy with that? Maybe slight issue, when it starts to get towards the toe, the spin does drop off a lot. That's something which I saw with the original review and generally tailor-made drivers. And here we'll have a look at the accuracy again. As I tired, I did start to hoik it a little bit more left, but there was 2 shots in there which I caught quite high, but the rest of the flight's very consistent. Happy, happy, happy bunny. So you might be able to tell from this video, I really like the driver. I've actually got another version of the Sim 2, which I'm going to be using in the Whoop videos. It's like a long drive version pretty much. Might be a bit uncontrollable on the course. I've got loads of comps coming up as well, so I'll be making more of these Quest for the Open videos. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'll see you next time.